In today's program, the Thai government tells people to ditch their Moderna orders and come get Pfizer vaccines instead. The country plans to further subsidize diesel prices, and Myanmar's pro-democracy opposition issues revolutionary bonds. Details on these headlines and many more coming right up.
Choose your trip to your favorite island with 5-Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
You're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest headlines in Thailand and beyond. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the news. And in our first story, Thailand's health minister says people who have paid for the Moderna vaccine but are still waiting to receive it should give up and accept Pfizer from the government instead. Anutin Chanvirakul says unvaccinated people should register for the government program and take the Pfizer vaccine. He's been quoted saying, "Ditch your vaccine orders and come for vaccines from the government. Those who have ordered a Moderna vaccine but yet to receive it, come to us and we will give you a Pfizer vaccine." According to a report, he says provincial health offices and regional Department of Disease Control offices have been urged to vaccinate the unvaccinated in their areas within 2 weeks. To date, the government has administered 90 million COVID vaccine doses and aims to achieve 100 million by the end of the month. In related news, the Bangkok Post reports that the foreign minister has stated that a number of European countries are willing to donate vaccines to Thailand. Don Paramatwinai has not specified which countries they are, but said the Public Health Ministry has the information. On Monday, 1.5 million Moderna doses donated by the U.S. arrived in the kingdom. The Disease Control Department says they will be distributed to areas with high infection rates and will also serve as booster doses. When asked if Thailand would increase the number of countries approved for minimal quarantine, currently at 63, Don said this is a matter for the CCSA, but more low-risk countries could be added. The Department of Disease Control will import another 30 million Pfizer vaccines, with Thai cabinet approving the deal today. This agreement will double the amount of mRNA vaccines Thailand has obtained from Pfizer for a total of 60 million doses. According to a government spokesperson, the deal also authorized the DDC to sign and confirm the Third Amendment to the manufacturing and supply agreement that Thailand has with Pfizer that will modify the import deal to receive the newest generation of the Pfizer vaccine. The new generation of vaccines will be prioritized first for children, though a new report states that 90% of school children between 12 and 18 have now received at least one vaccine. The 30 million Pfizer vaccines are expected to be spaced out in shipments in the first, second, and third quarters of 2022. Meanwhile, Moderna vaccine shipments have been continuing to be received and new deals inked. Zulik Pharma Thailand announced a new shipment of 1.4 million more Moderna vaccines, and a long-delayed donation of 1 million Moderna vaccines have finally arrived from the U.S. The shipment was the second half of a 2.5 million vaccine donation from the U.S., with the first 1.5 million arriving in July. The second shipment was delayed with an awkward exchange where the U.S. said they were waiting for Thailand to formally accept the vaccines, and the Thai government said they never received a formal offer of donation, so they hadn't responded. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha formally received the shipment Monday in a ceremony at Government House in Bangkok, attended by Minister of Public Health Anutin Chanvirakul and U.S. Charge d'Affaires Michael Heath. The American representative said the second batch of Moderna vaccines reaffirms the friendly relations between the two countries and the aid of the U.S. to Thailand to fight COVID-19 pandemic. He noted that the U.S. has provided tens of millions of dollars in COVID-19 assistance to Thailand. The Thai Prime Minister has ordered the Minister of Energy to accelerate measures to reduce the price of diesel. Prayut Chan-o-cha met with several of his deputies yesterday to discuss the ongoing crisis, which has led to truck drivers around the country coming out in protest. The Ministry of Energy has stated that measures will be introduced next month, but the PM wants faster action. He has also called for the price of diesel to be reduced to under 30 baht a liter. This request appears to indicate a compromise by the government after officials initially refused to give in to truck driver demands. Drivers have been calling for the price to be dropped to 25 baht a liter and fixed at that rate for a year. Truck drivers across the country have been threatening to strike if their demands are not met. Last week, a convoy of trucks drove to the Ministry of Energy to make their point. However, Energy Minister Suphathanapong Panmichao has previously stated that dropping the price to 25 baht a liter would be impossible. But he later revealed that the government will be continuing to pay subsidies of 2 baht per liter as prices drop globally. The average price of diesel was 28 baht a liter as of yesterday, and Suphathanapong says PTT is likely to lower it further, and other companies are expected to follow. The minister says 20 billion baht has been set aside to subsidize the price for between 4 and 5 months, adding that fixing it at 25 baht a liter would require up to 15 billion baht a month. The price of diesel has dropped worldwide since countries like the US, China, India, and Japan started releasing reserves instead of importing oil. According to Suphathanapong, the move is good for countries like Thailand, but has frustrated OPEC.
Isn't it time for you to come back to the islands? Phuket is open and it's never looked better. Choose your trip to your favourite island with 5 Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
Six suspected drug traffickers were shot and killed in a clash with Army Border Patrol officers in Chiang Rai's Mae Fa Luang district. Officers say the alleged smugglers were fully armed and were carrying more than 1.8 million meth pills. At around 4 a.m. yesterday, officers monitoring the border crossing by Myanmar's Ta Thi Lek encountered 10 to 15 men. According to the deputy commander of the task force, the men fired shots and the soldiers shot back in a gunfire exchange that lasted up to 30 minutes. When the fire ceased, 6 men were found dead. Officers say they also found 9 bags containing hundreds of thousands of meth pills. The deputy commander says other suspects retreated back into Myanmar's border. Following the incident, the commander of the local task force ordered for additional security along the Thai-Myanmar border in Chiang Rai. In a campaign for a revolution against Myanmar's military following the February 1st coup and bloody crackdown, the country's shadow government began issuing special treasury bonds and claimed more than $6.3 million on the first day. The National Unity Government, or NUG, is a coalition of pro-democracy organizations, ethnic minority militaries, and remnants of the country's deposed civilian government, which is known as the National League for Democracy, led by detained Aung San Suu Kyi. NUG's Deputy Minister for Planning, Finance, and Investment, Min Ziyar-u, told local news that the bonds were sold within 2 hours. He told citizens to cooperate without fear, as technology ensures the security of buyers. He added that NUG has made the bank transfer system easier and more flexible with the finest possible arrangements so that money can be moved securely and the original owner, as well as a successor, may be fully secured and protected from the military junta. NUG is selling so-called revolution bonds, which are interest-free at $100, $500, $1,000, and $5,000 and can be acquired individually or in groups. The contract terms for bonds are 2 years and can be transferred back before the expiration date, but you will not be allowed to resell them and will only be able to do so once they've expired. It is the first time in the history of the world that a revolutionary government has issued such interest-free treasury bonds, and the issuers say pro-democracy people of Myanmar will have a historic record of their ultimate opposition to the military dictatorship. And that wraps up our report for today. If you enjoyed it, you'll definitely love the videos that just popped up, so check them out to continue watching our other shows. Thailand News Today will be back tomorrow, and meanwhile, you're now up to date on the Thaiger.